choose you. Okay, anyway. That was really quick though. Hello everyone, welcome to the first impressions of me in a Pokemon game in a really long time. So first, I want to get something clear. I loved it, Pokemon 1, I loved Pokemon 2, and Gen 3, it just kind of... Generation 3 killed it for me. Why? There's mixed reasons. It didn't interest me enough. It didn't really add enough to make me feel it was interesting enough. And I kind of hated the idea that I wasn't able to carry on my Pokemon. That was one aspect I was really liking with Gold. I could carry my favorite Pokemon that I spent so much time with on. So, Generation 3, it kind of killed me in Pokemon. Even though I did get, it's somewhere here. I don't know, it's somewhere in there. It's somewhere. It might be laying in my living room too, but I did get Pokemon Pearl, and I did try that for about, I'd say about 10 minutes, and I honestly got bored. And most people tell me that's like the worst Pokemon games, though. Pokemon Pearl and Diamond. Their opinion, not mine. Didn't interest me enough. So, and I did get Pokemon White 2 on Black Friday when I got my camcorder, but I never even opened that. So, it's quite easy to see that I've been kind of out of the Pokemon loop in a long time. So, what do I have to say about Pokemon X and Y? Does it harbor new memories, or is it more crap? That is, of course, the most important answer. Is it good, or is it not? Now, the reason I go over my Pokemon history here is because I basically want you to understand this is coming from someone who's basically, you know, has this giant gap in the series and has just given the newest entry another try. Like, a try, and I've good and bad. There's always good and bad, but let's start off. The game starts off so incredibly easy. Like, I can't tell you. You are handed Pokeball. Don't go waste your money on 10 Pokeballs. Like, that is the first thing I always did. Like, 10 Pokeballs right at the beginning. Don't waste your money. You're going to be handed shitloads of Pokeballs. At most, probably get 4, because you're going to get a lot of them in your first amount of time. Second thing, you're forced. You're never the first in Pokemon Generation 1. You admit, if you're watching this, you played Generation 1, right? Well, you get an NPC who follows you, which is one of your friends, but she can heal all your Pokemon somehow. It never explains why. She can just do it. And until you leave the forest, she's with you. And you can get a Pikachu and take advantage of level grinding. I don't know, it seems way too easy at the beginning. And the first gym leader makes Brock look like a strategic master. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but the first gym leader of this game is maybe the most easiest gym leader ever. Of course, keep in mind I have a gap there. Well, I haven't played. But, so the beginning, it's really holding your hand kind of thing. Now, I do have a lot of good stuff to say about the 3DS, online, basically. There's a lot of very, like, you want to know what? I enjoy the social aspects of this game so much more than the single player aspect. You can obviously have your friends online, join your, link your codes and stuff, interact with each other, you can trade and battle, but you can also do that with completely random people now. You remember those days of we need those codes exchanged before any play here is exchanged. We don't want those child rapists out there hunting down people. Though you can't talk to the random people, you can give them random little messages that are preset, kind of like Demon Souls, Dark Souls, you know, preset messages. but you can battle and trade randomly. There's actually a very special feature where you just literally you pick a Pokemon, you literally throw it out there in cyberspace, and it just trades with the first person you connect with, and you don't even get to know what it is. It's just a complete mystery. I actually breeded the new Sword Pokemon, who's a Ghost Steel type, and I love it. I named it Moonlight. I wonder why. Could it be the Moonlight Blade, Great Sword Blade? Probably not. That probably has nothing to do with it. But I breeded like a shitload of those, and I traded them through that. I got a complete full new box in the PC that's nothing but new Pokemon that I've gone through random trades. Crazy shit. I am digging a lot of new Pokemon too, but I want to keep going on the online stuff. Now you also have these weird powers. They can benefit stat-wise. You can get a little attack, healing, defense. You can increase your capturing abilities temporarily. But here's another interesting aspect. You can give those powers to friends. See, you have energy meters, and each power and it has different levels in that, and it consumes different amounts of energy. And then time goes and refills that energy. It costs less to give it to friends. So it's encouraging you to have your group of friends and basically give each other your powers to save up your energy and just keep doing it that way. See, the game is really, to me, it just seems like it was really geared to get you and your group of friends, even if you live nowhere near each other, together and play this game. And I'm enjoying that aspect. I am enjoying the social aspect of the game. But the single player so far seems just like the same. And that's actually discrediting older games. That actually seems even easier. Now there is a new type, Fairy Pokemon. And this seems so weird to me because pre-existing Pokemon are now part fairy or fairy types and stuff. And that's so weird. I immediately agree with the decision to have a new type that's good against Dragon. That's the point of the fairy type. But it's really weird. I think Jigglypuff is one of the really old Pokemon that's a fairy type now. I think it's normal fairy now, or maybe just fairy. I don't know. I know quite a few old ones have now been converted into either fairies or part fairies, and it's... I don't know. It's weird. You know, you have all these Pokemon scientists and shit, and it's like, oh, all of a sudden, it's apparently the magical fairy things now. I don't know. It just seems a little odd to me, but... you do have new type. There are new Pokemon, of course, but there ain't as many. Most of the other Pokemon games, and again, keeping in mind there's a gap in between ones I've experienced, there's apparently been an outcry that there's actually not that many new Pokemon. Of course, for me, I don't even know which ones. I mean, the Sword Pokemon's the only one I know for sure that's new in this one. A lot of them are really new to me, so I don't really know either way. I am not incredibly far. I'm to the second gym leader, if you want an idea of how much my first impressions is going in on this. Outside combat and that, well, actually, so much to talk about. Outside on the world map thing, I don't know if they still have bicycles. I have not seen any, but you do get roller skates instead if you don't ever get a bicycle later on. And the roller skates are kind of an interesting item. You can use the analog stick, and your character automatically slaps them on. You ever see those commercials for those weird shoes that have pop-out roller skates hidden in the soles? That's basically what you just got. And if you use the plus pad, poof, you're back in your walking shoes. Now, this actually has uses. The roller skates obviously make you go faster, but there's also special terrain, the pipes, where you can only traverse them on the roller skates. At the same time, it's a little harder to get properly aligned with some people while wearing the roller skates. So it's actually pretty nice to just use the plus pad and adjust yourself properly to the person to talk to them. So, that's really nice. No menu, no assigning the item to a quick button or anything. You just can switch in and out by using the analog or the plus pad. And majority of the time you're going to probably use the roller skates, but I've had a little annoying trouble sometimes talking to a few people, just like, no, stop going around past it. So, also I've actually noticed, you actually walk through the grass completely different with the roller skates if you're using the analog stick versus using the plus pad walking through it. I thought you just automatically swapped back to your shoes, but I actually noticed that pretty recently. Combat. Combat, of course, it has some new things. There's a lot of traits and stuff. I mean, there's been evolutions. Like I created Pokemon in a weird time because they were starting this system where having traits and unique abilities, like in the update version of Pokemon Red, apparently it's either Diglett or Ductrio. Like if you run into one, it has like some trait where you can't actually take your Pokemon or run away or something. I remember that from Pro Jared's Nuzlocke. His poor Meowth died horribly. No, I haven't experienced a lot of stuff like that quite yet, but I do have some Pokemon that have some unique abilities. One of the new board Pokemon I have has a ability that kind of basically deflects staff stuff. But obviously I don't know too much about that. Again, I kind of was in that's a different time for me that I didn't really have anything to do with. Online combat, I don't know about, because in the third generation they introduced team battles, and you do get a team battle, so team battles are definitely in the single player. I did get the experience of team battle. You have 4 friends, and there's actually a moment where you partner with one, and you basically fight the other 2 people of that. But online, it has I've done online battles, and to be honest, they were a lot better when the game was really new, because basically all I find online now is just teams of level 50, so that's actually one thing I would criticize about the online fighting. You can kind of choose a level range. It's just, it caps the online to 50, and basically that's it. So that's pretty much all you will run into if you try an online match. Now when you compete with somebody on your friend list or something, you can set rules up. So but random wise, just finding random people you don't know, that seems kind of like a bad way of doing that, because all I just find is level 50 people. But there is a weird battle system where you have a rotating circle with your Pokemon you choose. I don't know if you actually use that in the actual game or not, but I am slightly curious about that. But again, I'm not really far. And there is still the item holding, the berries, and then there's of course the whole new evolution system, Mega Evolutions. Now Mega Evolutions, obviously, I have not actually done anything with. However, I do have a Mega Evolution Stone in a Pokemon that I can work with, because people who bought the game at launch got a special promotion thing. Let me see if it's actually in here. Yes, you can get the little Fireboard chicken, which that was from the 3rd generation, wasn't it? I think. Yes, that was one of the starting. The board chicken thing. It's being offered all the way to January 15th, 2014. If you go on to the what was it? Trying to see what the hell. I know it's like on the main menu. Yeah, the mystery gift. You have to go to the mystery gift on the main menu. But he will carry a Mega Evolution Stone for himself. So, now, like I said, though, I haven't used it, though. But I do understand how they work. Simply, it has to be in its final evolution, hold the Mega Evolution Stone, and it will Mega Evolve in battle. And this is only a temporary evolution. It is not permanent. So every time it goes into battle, holding it, it can go into its Mega Evolution. To my understanding, Mega Evolutions are so freaking powerful that they break the game even more. And while through criticism I've heard through the internet, many people have said the game is pretty much from beginning to end much easier than all the past installments. Not my opinion, that's just on criticism though, obviously. Which I hope is actually not true, because I'm really hoping that they're just trying to ease people in the beginning, and then we'll make it more challenging. But from the sounds of other people, it hasn't been sounding like that's what's going to be happening. The whole new 3D Force Pokemon main installment, not spin-off, Stadium, or that. The Force main entry to be 3D. It doesn't really bother me. I at first thought it was going to be weird. Because I appreciate 2D art a lot. But really, I think they actually did a really good job that was really faithful to the art style of Pokemon. And the main characters don't look like douchebags. I don't know. Was it? Yeah, it was Generation 3. I didn't like Generation 3's characters. Not personal against anyone who does. I didn't like them. Which it goes into another new segment too. Customization. Ooh. You can customize your character with very limited stuff, but you can. You can choose different colorization. You can still choose to be male or female. You can choose different hats and clothing and such. So there's some nice customization, but obviously it's limited to a certain way. There's it's not like Animal Crossing, as far as I can tell, or the shops I have access to so far, where you can like draw stuff and that, which actually, thinking about it, that could have actually been a whole new level of customization that could have been awesome. But I guess for some reason they didn't want to go that much. I don't know. I mean, after all, almost like every Animal Crossing game, I believe, allowed you to do customization stuff like that with shorts and that. So actually, when you think about it, it's kind of odd they didn't do that. But there was, and I do want to talk about it, there was an early bug that they patched. You have to go on the eShop and get the patch for your version. It doesn't work with both of them. You have to get the one for your version. Where in the main city, which is based off France, with the Eiffel, with the Eiffel Tower, the Paris Tower, basically, there was a glitch where if you saved inside the outside town, which is this big 3D circular area, you had the potential to corrupt your data. That's been patched, so if you don't have that patch, I would recommend getting that patch. So hopefully that doesn't happen to you. I was lucky and did not have that happen to me, which scared me, because I actually did save outside before. So I was like... And, of course, there's, this whole trend of letting these weird game-breaking bugs get through is getting worse and worse. I mean, it happened with Skyward Sword and it happened with Twilight Princess. Both had game-breaking fucking problems in them. And, there's other people who have been having that issue lately, and it's really sad. And that's probably one of the things I really don't look forward to, even in more next-gen, is just more lazy testing now. And I think that's about all I have to really say about Pokemon X and Y. Oh, actually, one more thing. I do have one more thing. And I like this idea too. Though it might become a little too... It's kind of... I'd hate... And I know there will be people out there that would be like... But This reminds me of Facebook games or stuff on the mobile phone that's like QuickTime or that. You have the option to train your Pokemon in different little mini games. And on punching bags that they can either, you can help them train it or they can do it themselves as you walk around. It seems like it really encourages you the idea to play the mini games on these really good punching bags and set your Pokemon with the punching bag and then, play the game and he just self-trains himself with that punching bag. And it really feels like it's encouraging these kind of like little micro games within a game. And they are beneficial. They increase stats in that. So you can have some control over improving different stats. You want to improve this one weak Pokemon's defense, you can do that. So it's really, it does, I haven't maxed out. There's a bar on the side and I'm assuming that's how much you can train them into all those stats, so I'm assuming there is a limitation, so you can't just like go all the way to fucking max of that on everything, and that makes sense. Obviously, a limited amount of customization of stats, but customization of stats, so you can kind of make weird Pokemon that's kind of unnatural for that type of Pokemon, or you can just make it more kick-ass and what it's good at. It's like, who the fuck needs that? More special. So, and I actually think that's also a good idea. But that also kind of aids in making the game even easier too. So, yeah. Overall, I don't want to say, like, I know I'm probably coming off in a very negative kind of way, saying it's really easy. It's enjoyable. It's actually enjoyable. I haven't enjoyed a Pokemon game in a long time, and I've actually been enjoying Pokemon X. But in the end, I think the most common complaint I'm going to have if I get to a review stat, which means I beat the game, is that it's too easy. Hopefully that's the only real negative thing I have to say, but of course, don't always take that as negative either, because, that's in a category that has two crowds, For another crowd, that's good news, and for a different crowd, that's bad news. So, it's not completely negative to everyone, but I like a little more challenge, you know what I mean? So, but in the end, I do definitely recommend, if you're in a boat like with me, you have friends, whether they live close or far away, and you haven't been in the Pokemon universe in quite a while, I would recommend trying X and Y. It's much more fun in a social aspect, in my opinion. Just, it doesn't seem like a big improvement if you're just going by yourself, though. So, yeah, that's my thoughts. And also, to add, it has no connectivity with any other version of Pokemon currently. So, I do not know if at some point they're going to have, like, new remakes so you can get older Pokemon into it or something. No idea about that. But, yeah. That's my thoughts. If you have anything you want to comment on or anything, please leave a comment down below. Unless YouTube moves it somewhere else, because, they're in that phase where they're doing weird things, But, yeah, feel free to leave a comment. I would love to know your thoughts. But, yeah. That's my thoughts. I recommend it if you have friends and you haven't been playing Pokemon a long while. If you've been playing Pokemon all the way to now, if you have friends, I'd say it's still a worthwhile entry. But I so far, I don't see a whole lot new, even though I haven't been in. There is new stuff for me, but to my understanding, a good chunk of it, a lot of the traits and stuff, are stuff from previous ones. So the online stuff is a lot more newer. Especially these special powers you can share and use on yourself. I asked Aaron, because I never played Black or Black and White 2, and he said that doesn't exist in those. So, anyway, that's my thoughts. I've been going on too long, and Kanji over here is probably giving everyone the stink eye. So, next time, I really don't know. I've just been behind everything. Going so hollowed.